This week I'm going to take you on a July garden tour. Hi, I'm Robin. Welcome to Robin's Container Garden. Boy, has it been hot here. When I say hot, for us in Scotland, it's been very hot. My thermometer around the back of the house in the sunshine yesterday registered 34 degrees Celsius. I'll put on the Fahrenheit equivalent on the screen so you'll see what I'm talking about. But holy cow, it has been so stinking hot. We've just been kind of hunkering down in the house with all the windows open because we don't have air conditioning here. And we've just kind of taken it easy. Not even bothering to pull the big camera out to do the video this week because I just want to be out here as little as possible. It is cloudy today and there is a breeze, thank goodness for that. But the temperature is still quite warm. Let me turn around. I'm going to see if I can show you. My thermometer out here says 23 degrees, which is about 72. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot from somebody that's originally from Arkansas, down in the southern part of the U.S., but I can tell you right now that if you don't have air conditioning and you are not used to these kind of temperatures, it is roasting. You do really kind of feel like you're going to melt. But anyway, I'm going to take you on a garden tour. I'm going to start around the very front behind me. This is the front part of the house that faces west. And I'm going to take you around and show you I'm going to show you all the weeds. You get to see all the weeds. Aren't you lucky? I'm going to show you the Wildflower Garden. I'm going to show you the big flower bed, which kind of has turned into a wildflower garden this year. And I'm going to show you the bed behind me, which is the big veg bed, and that has flowers in it as well, as you can see. And then I'm going to show you the pumpkin arch, which is kind of turned into a bit of a mini sweet pea arch at the moment. Then I'm going to show you the stuff around the north side of the house, which is doing really well. And then I'm going to show you some stuff around the back of the house, which is facing west. Now, I have just filmed all that, and I'm going to tell you, I was a bit surprised at some of the stuff that's got new growth on it. We've been battered by winds this year, absolutely battered by winds. My aubergines and my peppers have really taken it, and they have just been beaten all to heck. But there's some surprises, and I'll let you see that as you go on. But let's go ahead and get started with the tour. Okay, we're going to start around here. This is the front of the house. This is the Wildflower Garden. These are sunflowers. They haven't headed yet, so I'm hoping that that's going to happen soon. I don't know if it will or not. Who knows? I see there's a poppy hanging on to one of them, using it as a stand, which is fun. The pink flowers are roses. These are this is the rose bush that I thought I killed. So it didn't die. So it's filling in. And I actually have a beautiful calendula that opened up today. I love these things. I had tons of them last year and I have none of them. This is the only one I've had so far this year. I'm really sad because I did plant some. There's another poppy down here with the Alpine Strawberries, which have just kind of taken over, as you can see. Last year we had that little sucker, and now we've got all these. I left them because the bees love flowers. So I think I'm going to pull them up because they're in the driveway. These are some more Alpine Strawberries here. And this is just, I'm just letting this kind of go, do its thing. And I'm glad that I am, because I don't know if you can see Mr. Bee down there doing his best on the clover. He's quite happy. This is my snapdragon that's not flowering anymore. I'm hoping that it flowers again, but we'll have to wait and see. Ignore the weeds. I haven't got around to that this year yet. It's just been a crazy year for stuff. These are asters. They haven't come out yet. But this is called sea lavender. And I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. The flowers look like they're paper. Just stunning. I see some Nigella and some Cosmos stuff coming up. The little frilly, fuzzy stuff. And there's cornflower. And there's night stalk. And stuff like that. So, and I know there's also nettles. So just like I said, this was actually more of a cultivated kind of garden last year. But I've just kind of let it go wild this year. And I'm not sad that I did. I would like to have fewer nettles, but not a whole lot I can do about it except go in there and pull them up, and I don't have time nor the energy to do that. So we're inside the gate now, and this is one of my red brocade marigolds. It's opened up. There's some other marigolds that haven't opened up yet, so we'll have to wait and see what they do. More nettles, yes, I know. There's an Nigella here, or a Cosmos. I cannot tell the difference between them. I'm pretty sure that's a Nigella. This is my hydrangea bush that I bought last year, and it looks like it's budding, so finally it's going to have some flowers, so I'm happy about that. This is the big veg bed, and I know this isn't a vegetable, this is a dahlia. It hasn't flowered yet. I don't know if it will, and I'm not bothered if it doesn't. I know that it has a tuber. So if it doesn't flower, then what I'll do is I'll dig it up and I'll save it for next year, and I'll put it back in the ground. Now here is where I planted 27 French dwarf beans, and there's 2. So, and I know there's weeds. I'm gonna say this one more time: weeds, ignore it. I'm not bothered. It's not one of my main priorities right now. But I planted some spring onion in here, and they don't seem to be coming up either. But I know that spring onion just are kind of temperamental. They come up when they bloody well please, and they do what they want. So we'll see what happens. If they don't come up, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's fine. These are my masterpiece green broad beans. Now that tall one here is as tall as I am. He might even be taller than me. I definitely have beans. I'll come in and show you. I definitely have beans. There's beans all over the plant, but they're not big enough to harvest yet, which is fine. I did pull one yesterday. Look how big that thing is. I did pull one yesterday. Oh, there's a Lincoln weed that has snuck in there. Hold on. Oh, where is he? I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna bother with it. I just said I'm not gonna bother with it. So we should have a pretty good harvest from that. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but like here and here, the Borlotti beans have decided that they're going to infiltrate and use the stalks of the beans to climb up. You can see, oh, somebody got knocked, probably by that stupid wind we've been having. So you can see that there's a bit of a vine around here, and it goes all the way up this way. I'm just gonna let it go because I know that they just climb and climb and climb. The ones in the middle are the Borlotti beans. They haven't started flowering yet, but it won't be long. This is the size that they were last year when I first started noticing little flower buds. So those should be flowering soon. I noticed that they're just climbed right up to the top. And the shorter size, the shorter ones over here are my Grano Violetto broad beans. They're not as tall as the Masterpiece Greens, but they are still beaning. Is that the right word to use, beaning? They're making beans, so there's loads of beans in there. So I'm just gonna wait till they get big enough. These are my dwarf French beans. This is what was supposed to be planted over here, but these were planted here. Some of these were planted as seedlings. Some of them I planted as seeds. They've all come up here. They really like it there, so I'm going to let them do their thing. If you can see, they're sprouting beautiful little flowers. I don't think, oh yeah, there's some that's open down here. Look how beautiful that is. I just love these flowers. They're so pretty, and they make amazing beans. These will have purple hulled pods, and when you steam them or cook them, they turn kind of a dark green, but they are the most amazing tasting things. I've never tasted beans that good before, and I could literally just eat a whole plate of them. They're amazing. And to get more pollinators around here, I have planted a dahlia and this cosmos that has gone absolutely mental. And the dahlia, look at all these flower buds on here. Tons of them all over the place. They're everywhere, and they're still coming. Look at this, look. They're still coming. So I think that's gonna be flowering forever. And then these cosmos, there's a couple of them that I need to deadhead. But they're still flowering too. I mean, that's gonna be a flower, that's gonna be a couple flowers. So it's still going. Like I said, I need to deadhead this. And these are some dainty something or another. Dainty something. Dainty dandies or something, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. These are my marigolds. And behind here, I've got some red vein sorrel and some regular tarragon. And because I didn't label this, I always fuss and tell people to label things. And I labeled the sorrel, I labeled the tarragon, but I didn't label this. And I have no idea what it is. It's a herb of some kind, and I can't remember what it is. So if you recognize it, let me know what it is in the comments. I planted the seedlings of the beans on the front side, and I know that's leaning, which is why I have this thing here. I know it's leaning, but it's fine. It's stable. I planted some beans in the ground directly in the back, so I've got a new flush of beans in the back now, so that's cool. This is a pot of marigolds and a zinnia. Now I've got a video that I'm going to put on next Sunday about planting this up, so just stay tuned to that, and you'll see about that. The zinnia isn't looking like it's, oh, I don't know, it looks like it might be heading to flower soon, but the marigolds are making flower heads. So that's the one that's replaced the bulbous on the front steps. Now my flower arch, pumpkin arch, whatever you want to call it, ignore the leaves back here. We're cutting the hedge back, and it's just been so hot we've not managed to get all of the stuff up yet. The pumpkins are growing, they're not dying. They're growing very, very, very slowly. Don't know if they're gonna do anything this year or not. No idea. And I'm just gonna let them do their thing. And I'll bring you over here before I show you the other stuff. These are the other pumpkins that I've got. They're growing a little bit more, but they're still not tall enough to grab onto the arch. So like I said, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Whatever happens, happens. These are my sweet peas and cucumber. Now, I'm going to try to show you. Yeah, look at that beauty right there. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's several of these on here. It's been flowering for a little while. I was kind of hoping that I could get it to climb up, but it's leaning the other way. So as it gets a little taller, I may try to train it, but I just don't know if it's going to work. So I don't want to kill it. That's the problem. And then over here we have the same problem. 2 cucumbers, and they're both growing into the arch instead of up the arch. And sweet peas there as well. I'm really speechless because I don't know exactly how to fix that. I can't really turn it around now because of the sweet peas. So then I can't take the sweet peas down because they're attached, and it's kind of a bit of a pickle, which these cucumbers are going to end up being. Pickles. See what I did there? This is one of my courgettes. He looks small, because he was just planted out a few weeks ago. He is actually starting to get some flower buds on there. This is the Striato d'Italia. He'll be striped. The fruits from him will be striped, but we've got plenty of time for the summer. I'm not bothered. Next to him is my Cherry Falls bush tomatoes. And I don't know if you remember, but this was my very first tomato this year. He's still growing, and there's another one right next to him there. And looks like another one. Gosh, I love the smell of tomatoes. Tomato plants have got the smell of summer to them, I swear. Anytime I get close to them, I always just love it. I love the way they smell. Dead peas. I'm actually going to pull these up and plant some herbs in here. This has been just a bit of a nightmare with peas this year. I'm going to have to figure something else out with a cage or netting or something for next year, because this is definitely not going to work. It's birds. It's not slugs. It's definitely birds. Lettuce, absolutely fantastic lettuce, and I'll put the varieties up on the screen. I've got 4 different kinds, and we eat lettuce all the time now. This is my cucamelon rustic teepee, a leaning tower of teepee, but he has actually grown up more since I planted him the other day, and my basil is setting in really well. Look at that beautiful purple basil. I just love this stuff. It smells amazing. Now, you may have noticed a few days ago I posted on my Instagram a picture of a courgette flower, and that was this one here. He snuck up on me. I didn't expect him to flower, and I missed him being wide open. Got a couple of male flowers here, but I'm hoping that these guys got pollinated by somebody else's courgette plant somewhere else. So they look pretty good so far. So as long as they don't start rotting off, then I'll know that they've been pollinated. This one is an ambassador courgette, and he's getting really big. I may have to readjust his location because I know how big they get. This will spill over here and probably get into him. So I'll probably have to kind of shift things around to make room. These are my tatties. Now they're looking a little sad, aren't they? These guys over here are getting the yellow leaves, so it won't be long till we do some harvesting. I'm gonna harvest a couple of them, probably sometime this week, maybe even today if I can. We've had some really, sorry about the wind, we've had some really hot weather, and oh, hello! It's the neighbor saying hi. We've had some really hot weather, and we've just kind of avoided being outside if we can. So these are the potatoes. There's still 10 containers of them. I know it doesn't look like 10 containers, but I promise there is 10 containers there. But I'll show you pictures of the harvest when we do it. This was the containers that I had for my other 2 containers of potatoes that I harvested. And on the left side is carrots and spring onions, and on the right is some new spinach. It's where the bulk of everything is. This is my carrots, which you guys have watched grow since they were the size of the ones in the other container. The spinach here is starting to bolt, as you can see. So we're going to have to just kind of clear that up, I think, and maybe plant some new. And this is the chard that I was really struggling with getting the chard to come up, but it looks like it's actually coming up now. And that is my Scarlet Kale. Have a look at those veins in the leaves. They almost glow. They're so beautiful. I love this stuff. It's so pretty. These are a beetroot, and it looks like somebody has chowed down on this one. Let's see what that looks like. Not much of a beetroot, is it? We can still put that in a salad though, so I'm not gonna cry. Beetroot's not looking fantastic. This particular kind anyway. This is the Bolt Hardy. And behind the peppers are the bull's blood. That actually looks a lot better. And I may actually have some bitter beetroot from that. My peppers, my poor peppers. The wind this year has completely just battered the holy crap out of them. I have peppers on them, so I will get a harvest of peppers, and I'm just letting them grow. They're not putting on any new fruit, they're not putting on any new leaves or flowers, so I'm just letting them do their thing. This is an Anaheim Chili, and it looks like I may have to get him harvested soon because it looks like he might be trying to come off. Look at the marigolds down here though, and they are bringing the pollinators to help with the tomatoes. And this is another set of Anaheim Chilies, and we do have some fruit on there. And what do you know? Will you look at that? That looks like new flowers. I don't blink and believe this, y'all. Look at that. I might actually get some more flowers after all. Hot diggity. And look here. This is one of my Italian bell peppers. Look at there. There. That's more flowers. That is a miracle, y'all. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to come back here and tell y'all that all I had was just fruit. This was black. I don't know if you remember that. This was black and he's going green again. Very strange. And look at this son of a gun. That's an Italian sweet pepper. He is absolutely huge. And he's got a pal down here who's twisted, but he's still doing really well. And he does actually have, would you believe this, a new baby. What is going on? I am not complaining, y'all. I'm totally not complaining. This is wonderful. This is another set of Italian peppers. As you can see, these are mostly black as well, but they will change because this one, grab that leaf, this one was black and now he's more green. Don't ask me what's happening because I have no idea. More, these are regular bell peppers, and again, black, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Now that looks like it's had a critter in it, so I may just have to get him down and see what happens to him. But then there's another bell pepper down here, and more marigolds. Now, these are my poor aubergines. There's 3 of them. There's these 2, and then there's that one over there. The winds have just completely knocked the crap out of them. Now, I said that we're not getting any new growth. And it seems that there's some new leaves coming in up here. I honestly, I have no idea what's going on. This is just blowing my mind. So, that's the peppers and the aubergines. And the rest of these are tomatoes. And we have some gorgeous flowers that are coming out. And these I will let grow until they get to the top of their stakes. And then I'll pinch off the top, the growing tip. But every one of these tomatoes out here have flowers on them. They all have flowers. So they may be late, but we are definitely going to have tomatoes. This is the biggest, tallest one, I think. Well, he's kind of a close second to that one next to him. This one is called Cherry Baby, so he's going to be a bunch of cherry tomatoes. And this guy over here is the Marigolds. He's a slicing, cutting tomato. But he's got flowers. Do we have a baby tomato under here? Let's see. Do we? Oh, just. He's teensy, but he's there. And then these are my sun gold. They're in the back, and they're flowering crazy. This is the newest one. He's the smallest one right now, and that's the Arkansas Traveler. But if you look, we have flowers here too. So we're gonna have tomatoes, definitely tomatoes. These are my corn. Now, I don't know if they're going to do anything or not, but they sure are pretty. That's the stuff that I thought I was going to have to throw out. And again, I don't know if it's going to do anything, but they are growing and they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful leaves. I love the look of them. Even if it's nothing more than just to look at, I'm quite happy about that. Now, you'll see the greenhouse. I told you that we're having some really hot weather. There is nothing living in there at the moment. Everything that I had growing in there has now been planted out. And I'm glad, because I've got a thermometer in there, and the thermometer yesterday recorded, I think it was 42 degrees Celsius. I'll put the Fahrenheit on the screen, but it's absolutely roasting in there. Obviously it's not vented at the moment, so it's not a big deal, but there you go. I hope you really enjoyed that. And I'll be, next week I'm going to do a review on a product that was sent to me to do a review for, called Potmate, and I'll have that video up next week and you'll be able to see that. But that's all I've got for you at the moment. But until next time, take care, stay safe, bye y'all.